I'm now calling this meeting to order. Please stand with us. We'll be led in prayer by Alderman Gallagher. Please remain standing after that for the Pledge of Allegiance that will be led by Alderman at Large George Payne.
Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight so thankful. We're thankful for our city, Lord, that you've given us, a city that you've had your hand over, Lord, and that you continue to have your hand over, Lord. We pray that you would give us wisdom, because your word says that if we ask for it, that you will give it abundantly, Lord. So bless our time here tonight and bless our city. In your name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda this evening is the approval of minutes for the January 6th meeting and the special meeting on January 9th.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Jerome. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda is a resolution requesting the DeSoto County Convention and Visitors Bureau support of local tourism in Southaven. City Attorney, Mr. Nick Manley.
Yeah, this resolution was requested by the city of Olive Branch, or they passed a similar resolution and asked that the city of Southaven would consider the same. It requests that the CVB, which is the board that is made up for the Lander Center, as far as the convention center, or Lander Center, that each entity that cities will have an appointee to the board, along with the Economic Council and the Soto Economic Council as well, so that each city, along with the county and the Economic Council, have appointed to the board, and that a certain percentages of the sales tax would be used within each city that is paid through the restaurant tax for the CVB. So it's just a resolution requesting those items that would then go to the CVB, that would then be to, I guess, in their discretion, whether or not they want to introduce local and private, basically acquiescing to those terms as part of their amending their local and private legislation that they are currently governed under. So that's the proposal, or that's what's on the resolution as presented.
And just so I can give a little history of this, so in prior discussions among mayors, Mayor Adams indicated what his goals were, and what he communicated to me is, which makes a lot of sense. It's a DeSoto County Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's not the Southaven, even though the Lander Center is located in Southaven. State law created this entity to promote tourism countywide. I've had these same discussions with CVB board members, and I agree with that. So all he's asking is that the CVB, the revenue that's generated by the tourism tax, which is taxed in Olive Branch, just like it is in Southaven, Hernando, everywhere in DeSoto County, that some of that money be invested back in the community, not just at the Lander Center. And so when he asked me what I thought about that, I said, well, that makes perfect sense. And so the only thing that I mentioned to him is that any legislation that results from these resolutions, that we make sure that it doesn't impact current commitments. So like if the CVB is already committed to something, whether it be debt or like the new hotel convention center project, that it not interfere with any of that. And so he said that's not our goal. And so what I asked Nick to do is add in the resolution that this is contingent upon not impacting negatively any prior financial commitment that the CVB has. You wouldn't want someone to come in, you wouldn't want state legislation that came in to tell the CVB how to manage their money and to put them in financial difficulty because of this legislation, because they have prior commitments, namely to the city of Southaven and the hotelier and CVB with the Hotel Convention Center project. So that's in there, that, hey, this is contingent upon not impacting that whatsoever. The other thing that's in there, and I told Mayor Adams and the other mayors that I agree with, is that it makes no sense to me why DeSoto County is now 80% cities. both geographically and if you track revenues, it's about the same. It's about 80% cities. So why do the cities not have anybody on the board? Why is it just county appointed representatives on the board? Does that make sense to y'all? Why does the cities not get to appoint somebody on the board? It impacts our cities just as much as it does the county. So this resolution, that's, the goals of this are those two things. So those make sense to me. So that's why when I was asked, will you put this on the agenda for your board, I said absolutely. But again, with that contingency, that it doesn't hurt the CVB with any current, financial obligation. So that's it. That's all there is to it. So discussion.
I'd like to see you get more information on it. To me, it's, like you said, especially with the commitments. We know they're committed to the, convention center and that kind of stuff. That's, millions of dollars worth of stuff right there. So, it's kind of like with the way you explain it, it's kind of like it's a moot point at this point if you try to pursue it now because we know they have those obligations.
Well, but I do agree with Olive Branch that in the future, if their citizens are paying the same tax that everybody else is, why is money not being invested? And I'm the mayor of Southaven. I'm gonna look out for Southaven, number one, which I've done here again. But they got a good point. Why is money not being invested in Olive Branch? The state law, if you read the state law that created the CVB years ago, in the first paragraph, it indicates the purpose of the legislation. And it's real simple, to promote tourism in DeSoto County. So I think that's fair that they would request that, tourism be promoted in all the cities, not just in Southaven. And the Lander Center is not the CVB. That's the other thing that I've asked these questions before. It's like the Lander Center and CVB are used interchangeably. Well, they're not the same thing. The Lander Center is a facility. The CVB is not just a facility. It's an organization to promote tourism. But they've been used interchangeably, and that has never made sense to me. The Lander Center is obviously important, and that was the driving factor behind the organization being created to begin with, to fund the building. But that goes without saying, but their revenues have tremendously grown since then. And I know that they've issued additional debt for the convention center, and that's why I'm saying they should be protected from their financial commitments. However, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking the CVB in the future, that you invest money in the other cities as well. And then the city's having a rep on the board. Why not? That should have been done initially.
Yeah, probably it's because it was done so long ago, back before anything was, they were the first one to the trough, so to speak, so they set it up the way they wanted to set it up.
Mm-hmm. But that doesn't make it right.
Right. I'd like to see us table this.
Why do you want to table? Is it because
I'd like
supervisors have called you? Is that why? Tell us why that you want to table.
I'd like to get more information on it before.
What do you need to know? What do you want to know?
Well, I'd like, to me.
And I'm not being, I'm good with tabling it, but
to me,
are we playing political games or
No,
really
to
tell
me
me, why do you want to table
when
it?
I first read this thing, it's almost coming across as a mutiny. We're trying to take over, their thing. And, I think if we're going to set up spots on the board, and maybe it should be a percentage on population. We're giving equal positions on a board to people that have no skin in the game, so to speak.
Well, that would go without saying, and everything that we've done as a group, when we do things that involve all the cities, there's always a metric that determines that, what you're saying. So that goes without saying that would be part of it. But
I just think that, if we could tweak this some more and like I said, rather than just say every city or town in the county gets a person appointed to the board, Walls may not have, enough going toward this. We may end up with two people on the board. And it could be, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
I'd like to see us tweak this more before.
Well, they're not gonna be able to determine all that up front. I agree with you 100%, and that's why I'm saying every agreement that we do in the council of governments, when we do agreements that that impact all the cities, it's always done like that. Usually, it's done by population, and so there's no reason this wouldn't be done any differently. But I just don't want a smoke screen thrown out there because I know the phone calls have started. Let's don't play goofy politics, okay? So if there's a legitimate reason to do that and we need to table it, but I wouldn't know tomorrow, from what you said, I wouldn't know what I do tomorrow, because they're not going to spell out every single thing of what the legislation is tomorrow. That's something, all this is do you show, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, all a resolution is saying is that we support your efforts to accomplish these two goals. Is that not what it's doing?
Yes.
If we pass this tonight, and then we later find out that there's financial implications to the current bonds they took out for the, what they're doing with the convention center right now, can we rescind it?
Absolutely. Well, that's why I'm saying it tonight in a televised meeting. I'm telling you that every discussion that I've been in when this was first presented to me, it's with that contingency. So this resolution does not make the law. The law is still going to be written by a legislator.
Yeah, the resolution just asks the CVB to amend their local and private. Now, it's still up to them to even go amend the local and private. So this is asking them to amend the local and private. And I think the language that I'm hearing that we would want to add would just be, because right now what the proposal is that each city would get 50% invested back into that city based on the amount of tax it paid. So if you paid $1 million last year in restaurant tax in your city, $500,000 would go back to your city being spent, and the other half would be kept by the CVB. But what I'm hearing is what we need to do is revise it to say to the extent not affecting bonds or any obligations, then just add that as a contingency.
Why can't we do that tonight?
Yes, I'm saying that's what we just add that as a contingency, and that could be put in there and approved at that point. So, if that's what everybody wants to do. But yeah, to the point is, it wouldn't really be rescinded because it goes to the CVB, and the CVB can choose to do what they want with it at that point.
This is just a resolution that's gonna go to them. This is not.
It's just expressing that you agree with the intent of what they're trying to accomplish. It's not writing the law, and that's why I'm telling Alderman Hoots, like, we're not trying to write the law here. We're just trying to say that we support these two goals, basically. So, like I said, I wouldn't know tomorrow if we table it. What am I doing tomorrow?
Well, I'm just wondering if we table it, if between now and our next meeting, if you can, have some conversations with these people, maybe we can work out some details of what they're willing to do and what we want, and see if we can come up with an agreement that that it's just not, we're just not throwing something out there and see if it sticks to the wall. We'll actually, give you some time to talk to the people and come up with
But that's what
something.
I'm telling you, that this is just a resolution. This is not writing the law on exactly how it would be done. But if y'all don't feel comfortable with it, then we'll move on to something else, because we got other things to talk about. But what I don't like to happen, and I'm purposely saying this for the people who are watching, I'm gonna tell you, the cities in DeSoto County, it is time that the politics behind the scenes, where people are being manipulated for the county's purposes, needs to stop. And I'm gonna speak up for the cities, and Olive Branch is the same way. They feel the exact same way I do. Some things are not right, the way things happen in DeSoto County, and it's time that changes. So, again, I think this is a step in that direction to send the message that it's time for the county to respect the needs of the cities. Because what's happening right now is not happening. The county takes care of their interests, and I respect that, like I tell all of them. They have a job to do. I respect that. However, if DeSoto County is going to be successful in the future, there's got to be a better relationship between the county and the cities. And it's time that the county stop forcing things down the city's throats, and that the cities have a voice in that. And so there will be much more discussion this year about that, but this is a first step to moving along that path. But if y'all don't want to do this, hey, look, like I said, we got a lot of other stuff to talk about, but I think what has happened, the phone calls that you got today that I was excluded from, that's not how you do business. If you want to have a good relationship with the entities, you talk to each other. It doesn't mean you go behind the scenes and talk on a Tuesday before the board meeting. It means that you do the right thing and you face up and you talk to people face to face. That's why I'm telling you, I've talked to Mayor Adams face to face about all this, the other people. So if the county had concerns that they want us to table it, why have I not gotten a phone call? Nobody's called me about it. And so again, it's just the old political way in DeSoto County of let's just go behind the scenes and get the votes and get what we want, whether it's good for the county or the cities.
Well, that's why I was saying, I think we ought to just give it some time and try to talk to them and see what we can come up with, work out something before. I mean, to me, it just sounds like.
But again, what are we working? What are you asking?
Well, I mean, by doing it this way, it sounds like we're.
It's just a resolution that says that you support this effort. It's not the details of the contract. That's something that would come after that. But if you're uncomfortable, then make a motion and we'll table it and move on. But I think I've accomplished my purpose tonight. So go ahead and,
I'll make a motion that we table it.
okay, there's a motion to table it by Alderman Hoots. Is there a second? Is there a second to table it? Okay. Is there now a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
We got a motion by Alderman Flores. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a second by Alderman Wheeler. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no.
Nope.
Motion carries. Okay. Next on the agenda is resolution for the abandoned property ordinance.
Yeah, this property ordinance, or abandoned property ordinance, is just, basically it'll track Mississippi Code Section 213921. It'll be for those properties that are found by the police department. That could be maybe you, and then once they're abandoned, they would follow that statute under 213921. It would then allow for the police department to follow that statute, and then in the event the property is not claimed, it become abandoned property. And then the abandoned property then could go to circuit court to be used for law enforcement purposes. So it'd still be a process that we didn't have to follow the state law, but it would allow for those instances that the statute does not cover for abandoned property which has not claimed and has been found by the police department. So if this, if there's any question, I'd be happy to answer it, but it will hopefully allow in those, it's a rare circumstance, but some circumstances do allow for the property to be recovered by the police follow the statute. In the event no one claims it, they can then petition the circuit court for use of the property in accordance with law enforcement purposes, as it would be like with a seizure. So that's what the intent and the ordinance does.
Is there a motion to approve item 6 on the agenda?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alderman Jerome. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Just a formality, on item 5, we actually need a roll call, back up to 5, we need a roll call vote on that resolution. So roll call for back to 5, previous, we need a roll call vote.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
No.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
Okay, that motion does carry. All right, both of those motions carry. Next on the agenda is a Southaven Police Department grant.
Yeah, this grant from the Mux Foundation, it authorizes the donation to the city in $1,850,000. It's used for the police department, for police department needs as set forth in the grant. So tonight need the ratification and authorization for the grant for the police department in the amount of $1,850,000.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Gallagher. Is there any discussion?
Nick, item 6 in that contract, you said about the confidential information, you said that's all been satisfied?
Yeah, there is no confidential information for this. It's all, and I mean, most of the contracts you sign have that information in, or a clause that say that, or not sign, but approve. It doesn't apply to the city in this instance because it's going to be a public record, and so it'll be in the city's minutes as part of the grant, and no restrictions on that.
Right now, it's obvious anyway, it's public, right?
Correct. Correct.
Any other discussion on item 7? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda are Spring Fest agreements.
Yeah, these agreements just for the annual Spring Fest that have been approved in the past. It's one's for the PBJ Happy Day Shows Inc., and then the other one's also for Wildcat Cheer. PBJ is the entity that runs, or that actually provides the rides and the carnival itself and the booths, and then the Wildcat Cheer helps with the vending services. The contracts have been revised for this year, so tonight need authorization for both of those contracts to be signed.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion.
We have a
Second.
motion on 8 by Alderman Payne. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Flores. Or any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Hoot.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda are agreements for our utilities department.
Yeah, these agreements are just for the purchase of a printer and the maintenance of a printer. The cost is $2,647.50. Need authorization for Ray Humphrey to sign these agreements.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Jerome. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Hoot.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda is a task order for quality landscape.
Yeah, this task order is part of the Quality Landscape. They have a master contract that was previously approved last year, and each entity or each certain task requires a task order. This task order is the amount of $8,268.48, and it's for the planning or seasonal planning of the flowers at City Hall, the library, SPD, Northwest Drive, I-55, and the Main Street medians, along with the lights at Main Street and Getwell. Main Street and Main Street and Getwell, the entrance signs. So tonight, need authorization to approve the task order, which is in accordance with our master contract, which was previously approved by the board for quality landscaping.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Gallagher, second by Alderman Wheeler. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next on the agenda is approval to advertise for bids.
This would just be authorization to bid for the wood fence and new fence at Silo Square. So it's over the $75,000, so it has to have the approval from the board to go to bid under our purchase policy and state law.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Wheeler. You're talking about Snowden Park, not,
I'm sorry, Snowden Park.
Snowden Park,
Yeah,
yeah.
Snowden Park. It's
Yeah.
across the street from Silo Square. I'm sorry, Snowden Park.
Yeah.
My bad. I apologize.
No
We're not
problem.
doing it Silo. I promise. We're doing it Snowden. Sorry.
that matters.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. 100% matters. I apologize. That was a slip of my.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis.
Yes.
Alderman Hoot.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda is engineering work authorization.
Yeah, this work authorization for Civil Link will just allow them to, or authorize them to engineer and oversee the improvements and construction and, I guess, the bidding of the relocation of an existing fuel tank at the Snowden, or at the police station in that area, in the Snowden, or not the police station, but the fuel tank from the Snowden Park area, and it's the task order is the amount of $98,000 and is in accordance with their master contract as well that we have on file that was approved by the board previously.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Payne. And just to add to the discussion, so when we sold the police east precinct, the fuel pumps were in the back of that facility, so we don't own that property, we've got to get those off that property. So the ideal place to do it is just to move it to our new park shop area on Freeman Lane. And we're going to move it to the front because the parks vehicles are not the only ones that are fueled there. Other city vehicles on that side of town use that pump. So it's important to move it into a location that's still, geographically located in a convenient place and also towards the front of the street where it's easy access. So where it will actually go is right at the entrance off Freeman Lane into the park shop. There'll just be cut the corner right there where fuel trucks can have a way to get in, get out easily, and so that's where it will be. And then the task order is just to design that. The actual cost of doing that that's scheduled to be budgeted for the next budget year. So we'll coordinate that to be in compliance with our budget. Any other discussion on 12? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next on the agenda is the Police Department MOU with Transaction Record and Analysis Center.
Yeah, this MOU will just establishes the SPD's participation in the Transaction Record Analysis Center and allows the SPD to use the track financial transaction. It's strictly just for authorized law enforcement purposes. It'll follow the track data, policy dated, which is last year, and it was just basically for data collection, reuse retention policies, along with any confidentiality provisions that will allow for the security protocols for that track data. So tonight, need authorization for either Chief Kern or one of his designees to be able to participate in this program strictly for law enforcement purposes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Gallagher, second by Alderman Wheeler. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis. Yes. Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda is the Police Department purchase of vehicles.
Yeah, this
This
just
is a state contract.
Oh, sorry. This will authorize purchase vehicles from the state contract. As presented, the total amount is $538,656, and it is for 13 Dodge Durangos.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Jerome. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next on the agenda is authorization of engagement for the FY25 continuing disclosure.
Yeah, as part of the bonds that have been issued, this will authorize Butler Snow to work with Caleb Flowers on the FY25 continuing disclosure as required by the SEC. Same contract, same thing that's been done in the past, and so we need authorization to do the disclosure and to engage with the disclosure as required by the Securities and Exchange Commission.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Payne. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next, we don't have a planning agenda, right, Whitney? Nothing on the planning agenda. Next on our agenda is mayor's report. So first item to discuss, mayor's report and update. Y'all know that in 2022, the city's tourism tax, restaurant tax, was extended for 4 years. So that is set to expire this year. So the legislature will need to approve an extended repeal date. In order to do that, they have to have a resolution from the city requesting that. So I'm asking for a motion for that.
So moved.
We have a motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Wheeler. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis. Yes. Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Last board meeting, this board approved 2 documents for contributions from MZX Tech that will help with the State Line Road project and also a police donation. So tonight, there's been a request that I sign their documents instead of the documents we provided. Nick has reviewed those, has no concerns with those, but as a formality, I need your authorization to sign these new documents.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Wheeler. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis. Yes. Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda is just, y'all know at the last meeting, we had a lot of discussion about the new XAI project and concerns that are out there, one of which was the noise issue. So I just want to update the public and everyone that, as I've stated from day one, I've been in discussions with their group about, the ordinances of the city. And again, before this development ever came here, we asked these questions and made sure they understood that the ordinances of our city would be followed. And one of those is a noise ordinance. As I mentioned, we had a credible gentleman that came forward and expressed concern about the noise. And as I told him, I hear you, I agree with you. I've agreed with him before I ever met or heard from him. because I was aware of that it was not progressing as it should. And so I brought that to their attention. As I mentioned last time, there have been many steps that have happened to control that noise, to bring it down to the proper level. And been some time that's passed, but several solutions have been implemented, and that is an ongoing thing. But the report tonight is we did meet back on site today and talked about detailed plans, and the noise level has been reduced. And so our citizens will soon see that level has been significantly reduced. That is an ongoing, today is not the end of the discussion. That is an ongoing understanding. There will be meters placed at strategic locations to monitor the decibel readings, and that information will be provided by the city on a routine basis, so we can have an ongoing policing of that issue. So that's the report tonight. The last thing I have tonight is just weather preparation. This time of year, occasionally we have that dirty forecast, that looks ugly, and it looks ugly for this weekend. So just to reassure everybody that we're not sitting around waiting to see the first snowflake or first piece of ice drop. Our team is ready. We've discussed that. We have a plan ready, so we will be prepared for that. With that being said, I'll remind everybody that this is not Buffalo. We don't go out and plan for things where we have frequent snowstorms like this. So it doesn't make any financial sense that you would go out and spend all this money for an event that happens once every 3 or 4 years. But still, we have adequate resources in place to address this, and we will be doing that. But I just encourage everybody. Looks like the worst part of it is going to start hitting on Friday night, so hopefully it'll be a weekend thing so more people can stay off the roads. But again, I encourage all citizens to use good judgment. If you don't have to take a chance and risk danger to yourself, stay warm and stay home. So that's my recommendation and my ask. That's all I have tonight on the mayor's report. We have a citizen that has requested to speak, Ms. Graciela Fickthorn.
Before we go on, you said you had a meeting with them. I wanted to ask you, I'm getting a lot of calls about the trees, the clear cutting they're doing over, right? Mm-hmm. Are they about done cutting trees, or they're gonna come, it's getting closer to the railroad track, you can see through it?
Right, the purpose of the trees coming down is so they can build the berm. So
Okay.
we've talked about that. You can't build a berm if the trees are in the way. So if you'll look at the path that's been cut, that's the path that the berm will follow. So when the berm is built, it will be built at a height that is, again, scientifically designed to have an impact on controlling the noise. So that's the trees that you're down, that's what that's for. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good question, and thank you for that. Okay, we'll move on. Ms. Graciela Fickthorn, if you will, you have the floor.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
The only reason I just came, of course, I've tried a couple of times before. However, I have a question because I live on Jacob Lane, and behind me there is a subdivision that was built by Mr. Brian Hill, put a fence up, built the road toward the dirt, pup. I just came to ask how far his property come. Well, they told me I had to go and get a request. I got a request, and they said, well, you need to go get a surveyor for your property. And I thought, why? Don't they have the plans where he bought the property, how far his property went when he built that subdivision? And the fence is falling. My neighbor, she spent the money to fix it. I will not. On my side, it's not as bad as hers. And then they said, oh, the HOA is going to fix. Which HOA? Not ours. Actually, I'm mad at the HOA system anyway. However, this is really ridiculous. This has been 15 years in the going. Mr. Hill said he was going to put the trees, which is a lie. He did try, but that was not, there's nothing, okay? Nothing has been growing because I understood from somebody that if it's not in the plan, he wasn't even obligated to do it. And he put him in, but they died. So that's not my gripe. My gripe is I want to know how far his property went and where is that fence?
Well, Whitney, I mean, that's, a survey will determine that, so it.
I'm not gonna
I
pay for it.
understand.
Okay,
Excuse-
but
So
that's
the-
what I was told more
I
than
know,
once.
I heard what you said. So what she's saying is, when the, and it, correct me if I'm not quoting you right, but what you asked me, I'm listening to you. She's asking, when it was developed, there was a survey, so why is she having to go out and get another survey? Isn't there a survey on our records that would show where each property line ends and begins?
This is the first time, I don't know who she's been speaking to, this is the first I've heard.
Can we provide that to her?
Let me tell you what I received from one of the employees. Sorry, we have a new computer system in 2004, and your house was built in 2000, so I guess it's not there.
Who is saying that?
That was probably the building department, and we don't carry people's individual residential plot plans back there, we don't archive those, so.
So why do we have computers and not use them? This
we
is-
do use our computers, we have the survey of his overall piece of property, but we don't carry every 22,000 individual lot surveys, that's something that comes with their deed of record.
But I think what she's asking is, when we approved the development, there was a survey done.
Yes, we have
Can we not
this.
give that to her?
100%.
Okay.
This is the first I'm hearing about it, we can get that to her.
Yeah, the answer is
Well,
yes.
I talked to somebody else in your office, I guess.
Well, it sounds like you talked to the building department, but I mean, I can get it.
No, I came to the planning department first to ask they sent me to get a request from whatever office that is.
Okay,
But that's
we'll-
okay. I'm
we'll
not
get
gonna,
that to you.
I'm not gonna spend too much time here. I'm a little upset about the whole thing anyway. And the fact is, well, I'm upset about the HOAs anyway, because you know what? The HOA is ruining a lot of things, not the HOA, I mean, some of the things, the way they happen around, all the water that is draining in our ponds, and we have to pay for this, and we gotta pay for that. That is, I never lived in a place like this, okay? So it makes it a little bit stressful.
Are you talking about your HOA?
Yeah, well, my HOA, any HOA.
Yeah, you're just not a fan of HOA.
Because you see, the water that is running from but the subdivision, Roseberry, and whatever, that pond is ruining the yards on the pond that's across Jacob Lane. And the other places, it's a mess. And then we have to pay for a surveyor for lakes. I mean, I'm leaving because I cannot take this, okay? I appreciate you listening, but like I said, I feel like I should have the option to understand if the HOA and their size supposed to fix it, why aren't they doing it?
Well, I mean, I'm not.
I
Nick, do you
understand,
want-
no, but the
I mean,
point
I don't represent, I mean, I don't, obviously.
I
don't
understand.
represent-
However, this has been 15 years and nobody ever told me that the HOA over there is supposed to fix the fence because it's their fence, it's not ours.
Yeah, I think should be something easily to verify, shouldn't it, Nick?
Just look at the covenants for the HOA and see what they're.
But it's not my HOA.
The other HOA covenants would be public record is filed with the Chancery Clerk's office, so we could look
Well,
at that.
Mr. Brian Hill put that fence up because he built kind of a wall and then he put the fence up.
Well, it would still govern the HOA covenants. So if the HOA has been assumed by the landowners or the property owners, then they may have an obligation to fix the fence.
Okay, but that is back on my property, and this is why I don't understand. I didn't know all this. I came and found out just last year.
Yeah, I don't know either because I haven't seen it, but we can look into it.
But it's just like any other HOA, I don't know. You all
Yeah.
have a great day, because I'll tell you what, this is a little bit over the top for me.
Well, I'm sorry you've experienced that, but what we can do is,
But this is not just it, this is nothing in comparison. I'm upset about the HOAs because you understand Pinehurst has 5 different groups. One group pays the bills, and then we have to pay for our things that I believe the state and the city should pay for it. Why do we need to pay for it? Besides, we have code enforcement if anything goes bad. I don't get it.
well, I won't attempt to, because I don't have the answers to that, because the HOAs are not something that, they have, and Nick can say it better than I can, but HOAs have rights to do things that
What
the
right
city
does a
doesn't.
builder to have to make an HOA, an homeowner association? Why?
Well,
That's
mean,
why I don't
if they
understand.
buy property, and if it's, as long as it is compliant with zoning laws, they have the legal right to build homes there. I mean, there's.
They have
process.
a legal right to build a home, but not to make a homeowner association.
No, they have the right to make an HOA. They do, yeah. But this is not really something, I mean, just respectfully.
I understand, that's
it's
not the
something
most
that we
important
can-
thing,
yeah.
except I don't like it and I have to leave it. Thank
Okay.
you.
But we will get you that, Whitney, make sure that she has the survey, please, okay? Thank you. Okay, we'll move on. Next on the agenda is our personnel docket.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the personnel docket as presented on this date.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Gallagher. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne,
Yes.
Alderman Lewis,
Yes.
Alderman who?
Yes.
Alderman Jerome,
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda is our city attorney's legal update.
Everything was on the agenda.
Okay, moving on. Next is our utilities billing leak adjustment docket.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the utility bill leak adjustment docket as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Jerome. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Lewis,
Yes.
Alderman who?
Yes.
Alderman Jerome,
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
And that motion carries. Next on our agenda are claims dockets, or is it one claims docket? Sorry.
It's just one. Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the claims docket in the amount of $6,332,720.93, including demand checks.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Flores. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne,
Yes.
Alderman Lewis,
Yes.
Alderman who?
Yes.
Alderman Jerome,
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is the purpose of determining the need for executive session.
So move. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Gallagher, second by Alderman Wheeler. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Ayes have it. Motion carries there. And the needs this evening are the sale, purchase, or leasing of city property, police department personnel, and economic development in the city, and personnel with no action. So is there now a motion to declare executive session?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Jerome, second by Alderman Wheeler. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. The mayor and board will now enter executive session.